Hey everyone, welcome to episode 9 of Salute to the Ears. I'm Jeremy. I'm riding solo this week and I'm bringing you the news over about the last week or so. Unfortunately, the news has not been particularly good this week. Disney parks had to make the tough decision to lay off roughly 28,000 cast members from Disney World, Disneyland, and some of the other entities involved with Disney, like Imagineers. Unfortunately, there was about 400 of them got laid off. Josh D'Amaro, who is the chairman of Disney Parks, released a statement, and I'm just going to go ahead and read that. This is coming from him. It says, "In the light of prolonged impact of COVID-19 in our business, including limited capacity due to physical distancing requirements and the continued uncertainty regarding the duration of the pandemic, exacerbated in California by the state's unwillingness to lift restrictions that will allow Disneyland to reopen, we have made the very difficult decision to begin the process of reducing our workforce at our parks. Experience and product segment at all levels, having kept non-working cast members on furlough since April while paying health care benefits, approximately 28,000 domestic employees will be affected, of which about 67% are part-time. We are talking with impacted employees as well to the unions on next steps for union-represented cast members. Over the past several months, we've been forced to make a number of necessary adjustments to our business, as difficult as this decision is today, we believe that the steps we are taking will enable us to emerge more effective and efficient operation when we return to normal. Our cast members have always been key to our success, playing a valued and important role in delivering a world-class experience, and we look forward to providing opportunities where we can for them to return." That marks a really sad and kind of dark day in the whole business of Disney. It's sad to see so many people not be able to come back to their job or losing their job. Some of the focus has been on some of the performers. The magic is in all of the cast members, from the janitors to people selling balloons to Yeehaw Bob over at Riverside playing the piano, to the performers over at Poly, to the Grand Floridian Orchestra, all of which have lost their jobs for now. Hopefully we can get back to the day to where that entertainment is back, to where we have that many cast members again. Unfortunately, Disney, like anything else, is a business, and that they haven't been making the money that they are used to. So there have been job cuts, and that just isn't fun. It's not fun for anybody. And I will tip my hat to Josh Amaro for this, going to downtown Disney, checking on cast members, letting them yell at him, scream at him, cry. Just from what I know, from what I've seen from the outside with him, he seems to care about the cast members. He seems to want what's best for them. But he also is a CEO of a big business, so there's tough decisions that have to be made. Some of the problems that some people have is the fact that the executives are now being paid their full-time salary. I have a feeling at some point that may change again. I don't know. He's not the one who makes a decision on that, but I'm going to tip my hat to him for going down there and standing up and facing that. That's not easy to do. It's tough to face people when you're giving them bad news. I've done it on different scales, from when I've been law enforcement having to give death notifications, or things in the Army when I've had to give bad news. It's not fun, and it's tough to face the people you're giving the bad news to. So, tip of the hat for that. There are people who are trying to do things to help the cast members. A good place to go to find out what you can do, or if you're a cast member trying to find out where you can get help, go check out touring plans. They've done a really good job of kind of lumping all those together, and just touring plans. I follow them on Twitter, but they've done a good job of putting all the things together so that you can figure out how you can help or where you can go to get help if you need it. So don't be afraid to reach out. People want to help. If you can help, do so. But the people that they've laid off has gone from everything from part-time, which you heard in this statement, that's like 67%. That's a lot of part-time. But there are some full-time people in there. There are people who are friends of characters. So they were the characters in the parks. Musical shows over at Polly. Yeehaw Bob over at Riverside. The Grand Floridian Orchestra. They just played their last show. These are some people that have been around for a really long time. And a lot of people really look forward to seeing. And it's not going to be the same without them there. So hopefully we can get back to the point to where you can bring them back again. And they're going to be missed. There's going to be holes in the parks until they can get back to where they can start working normal again. And I know I'll miss them. I wish I could have found a place for them. So hopefully at some point when we can be in crowds and we can really enjoy them, hopefully we can find a place for some of them. Some of the other layoffs or things that just aren't coming back. Minivans, great way to get around the park. It was ran through Lyft. Hasn't done well. Hasn't done as well as they were hoping. They were hoping if they can dress up some cars and make them look like Minnie Mouse, that people would take those to go around the park as another form of transportation. They haven't done well. They weren't very cheap, especially if you're trying to go from the resort to the airport. They just never took off. All of their drivers have been laid off. It doesn't sound like it's coming back. The NBA experience over at Disney Springs hasn't done nearly as well as what they were hoping. This is what replaced Disney Quest, which I liked Disney Quest. I understood that it needed to be updated. It had been a bit since I'd been in there. But I enjoyed Disney Quest. Well, the NBA experience has been in there, and it has not done well. And unfortunately, all their team members have also been laid off. Also, you heard me say earlier, I know it got shared that 400 plus Disney Imagineers have been laid off out in California. That's a tough one. I don't know what departments they were working in, what they were working on, but it doesn't matter. It's tough. They're the ones who really help bring the awesome theming and the magic of the theming in the parks. Whether you're standing in the queue and how the queue is laid out and the story that goes along with it, to just walking through Galaxy's Edge and the story or Toy Story Land and trying to make you feel like you're walking through Andy's backyard and these gigantic toys are out there. So they're also hurting out there. Another part of the story out in Cali is Bob Iger was part of the California's Economic Recovery Task Force. They've really been pushing to try and get Disneyland open. It sounded like they were getting close. Bob Iger left the task force. It sounds like he did not like some of the requirements for opening up Disneyland. And he was like, all right, y'all, I'm out of here. Because you can try and fix this thing yourself until you can fix these guidelines. Some of the guidelines that are leaked out, I don't know if they're true or not, but it's I guess wouldn't be allowed if they live more than 120 miles away from the park. Local areas had to be under 25% positive, which is going to be a long time before that happens. And a really, really strict capacity limit for the parks. Bob Iger sounds like fought against it. Didn't sound like the governor was going to budge. So Bob Iger said, I'm out. And now they're telling the California government, do not release your guidelines yet. That they want to keep working on them. So it may be a little bit before Disneyland out in California is open. I hope they get it open up soon. I want to see all the Disney parks open. I want to get back to somewhat how it was, like seeing the shows, the fireworks, the music, so we can bring all these cast members back and they can have their jobs. If the parks aren't even open, that means everybody in the job doesn't have a job, or everybody in the parks doesn't have a job. And that's sad to think, because that's a lot of people, especially out in California right now, that aren't working, that really want to work and be part of the magic again. Down in Florida, they're going the opposite route. Their governor came out and said, hey, we're entering phase 3, no limits in bars and restaurants. Hey, Disney, hey, all parks in Florida, there's no limit, no capacity limit on your parks. bring in as many as you want. Disney has yet to announce any kind of change of how they're doing things. So they're still taking it slow, trying to take it cautious, trying to feel how it is, how customers feel, how us theme park goers feel in there, if we feel safe, if more of us are going to come, how's it going. We may not see a big push until we start seeing more capacity levels throughout the week, not just on weekends. Because right now it looks like weekends, it's been busy. Ever since just before Labor Day, it's been busy on weekends, and it seems to have stayed fairly busy on weekends. I know I've seen the pictures of Hollywood Studios, and it looks busy, and I keep checking my wait times on my Disney Experience app, trying to figure out what days are busy, which days aren't. And weekends, I mean, you're looking at 60, 80-minute posted wait times. That may not actually be how long you wait, but that's what the posted wait times have been. So they have been busy, especially over at Hollywood and Magic Kingdom. Animal Kingdom, Epcot have not been busy at all. They've remained fairly low capacity, or not capacity, but crowd levels so far at this point. They have extended some of the park hours because they have been a little busier on the weekends. So it looks like they're doing about 2 weeks out, so that they kind of have a good idea of what the capacity is going to be like, what the hotels are going to be like. And they've been extending about 2 weeks out. Some of them are open now from 10 to 11 hours a day. Haven't quite got up to that 12-hour mark yet, but they're opening up either earlier or staying open an hour or two later. I like the hour or two later because I like seeing the parks at night. I love seeing Magic Kingdom at night, Hollywood Studios at night with all the neon stuff. It's fantastic. I love it. So that's been going on. Halloween, if you want to go on Halloween, you really want to go to Magic Kingdom, at this point you're not going to be able to because they are full. They've filled up on Halloween, so if you're not already going, haven't already reserved your park, you're not getting in. Over at Swan and Dolphin, they have a food and wine classic over there. It's a special event you have to pay for, limited capacity, where they have their chefs and they're cooking all these nice dishes. It's kind of almost like their food and wine over at Epcot, but it's inside Swan and Dolphin. And they had such a good turnout or reservations for their first one that they're adding a second date on October 30th. So if you're down there for Halloween already and you're looking for something else to go do, this might be a good one to go do, especially if it's just adults. There have been, now we're talking food, there's been some new food that's kind of popped up. Over in Magic Kingdom, you get the spring roll cart that's popped up. It's got the pepperoni and cheese spring rolls, a cheeseburger spring roll. I really wanted to try these last time we were down. Typically, like if you have a dining plan, which that's not open yet, you can't use snack credits on it. I had so many snack credits, I needed to get rid of it and get rid of those. And the line for that sucker was long. Right now, there's no dining plan, so when we go down in early December, if that sucker's open and they got those pepperoni and cheese spring rolls, I'm in line. I understand they're greasy, but I've also heard they're really good. Gives you a little marinara to dip it in. I'm completely looking forward to those. I love me some pizza. It's probably one of my favorite foods. We eat it all the time. I'm looking forward to that one. Also, you got Friar's Nook that just opened up, which is just a little quick service place. That's a good place to go get some. They have different kinds of tots, potato barrels, whatever you want to call them. And they got a hot dog, just something real quick. Casey's Corner not open yet. That might be a good place to go over and get your hot dog, your tots, and be on your way. Speaking of Casey's Corner, everyone's hoping that sucker opens up here soon. They have social distancing markers out. They got markers for where to pick up your mobile order, what number you are. So hopefully that sucker opens up soon, because I know a lot of people really enjoy that one. It's just another real quick service, hot dogs, french fries, corn dogs. But it's kind of become traditional. It's not necessarily anything spectacular or special. It's just a quick service right there on the corner of Main Street where you can get your fries, your dogs, and kind of people watch while you're enjoying them. That's why I like getting them. If I'm going to get like a hot dog or corn dogs or something, give me some corn dogs, some plastic cheese to dip them in, even a good hot dog. Sit there, people watch all day on Main Street. It's fantastic, especially if the parades are going by. I guess now it'd be the cavalcades. And you can sit out there and watch the kids dance with the music. Smiles on faces. It's fantastic. It's one of my favorite places. Over in Epcot, new booths are opening up, it seems like, all the time. Right now with food and wine. One of the latest ones was the donut box, which sells donuts. What do you know? It looks good if you're a donut person. I like me some donuts, but can only eat so much. But good news is you're walking like 12 miles a day while you're there, so you can burn them off if you keep moving. Another big one that's opened up is over in the China Pavilion with the China fries. Those look interesting. I'm not quite for sure what's going on with them. They got I think maybe some shrimp on them, the sauce. They look interesting. I'm not quite sure what's going on with them, like I said, but hey, why not? I'll give them a shot. I like French fries. I like shrimp. What can go wrong? Like I said, there's all kinds of things opening up over there. So through this season, through Halloween, you got all the food and wine stuff going on. These new booths. Go over there, walk around. Epcot's been not so busy, especially up like in Future World where all the rides and stuff are. Their wait times are low. Usually the longest wait time is for Frozen Ever After. And then after that, might as well go ride that, walk around the countries, sample some food, see what's open, enjoy your time, do a little people watching. Because typically when food and wine's going on over there, it's really busy. Those booths have long lines to get the stuff that you really want. The really popular stuff takes a while. So right now might be a good time if you're around there to go down there and enjoy some of that stuff. And then over in Hollywood Studios, you got Hollywood and Vine that just opened up. And the cool thing about this one is it used to be a buffet. Now it's a la carte. And Minnie and Mickey and Goofy are all, and Donald, I think maybe Daisy, walking around their Halloween costumes so you can get pictures with them. You can't stand up and take pictures with them, but they'll come walking by, wave at you, stop, take a picture. So it's a good way to still see some of the characters. We had heard bad things about Hollywood and Vine when we went last time, and we went there to eat because it was one of the few places we could find in Hollywood to still get reservations, and we actually really enjoyed it. As far as buffets go, it was really good. Like I said, right now it's not a buffet, but last time it was actually really good, and we enjoyed the interaction with the characters. It was probably one of the best character meals we've had. We've had several good ones, and they're typically buffets. Some buffets are better than others. It's like any restaurant. I think it kind of depends on when you go and who's there as the chef at that point. Chef Mickey's was meh when we did that. It was okay. It was just a breakfast, but it was the same breakfast I could get at any quick service at any of the resorts, only it was in a buffet style. It wasn't anything spectacular. You were paying for the characters. Then we've also had done Tusker House when the kids were little. Erica loves that one. It's one of her favorites. It was really good theming. It was a lot of fun. Another buffet over in Animal Kingdom. So once that one opens up, I don't know if that one's going to be a buffet, a la carte, or what's going on, but right now there's very few places to get character dining. So Hollywood and Vine, they're open. You got character dining, and it looks like a lot of fun. So that's really what's been going on this week. It's been, unfortunately, some bad, sad news. So hopefully we're going to turn a page. We're going to go on to the next week. We're going to find some joy. Hopefully we'll get some good news. But don't forget about those cast members. If you are a cast member, get help if you need help. If you're trying to find a job, good luck to you. You deserve the best. You brought a lot of magic to lots of people, no matter what you were doing there. Some of the biggest magic we've had have been from some of the part-time people, some of the bellhops at the restaurants, janitors, just people out on the street that have been talking to us, or people that are the character handlers. So if you got laid off, we're praying for you. Hope the best. Hopefully this week goes good for you. Hopefully we get back to somewhat normal capacity within this next year, and we can get a lot of you guys back there working. I know it's where I want to go and have my retirement job. I can't imagine finally getting down there, getting to be part of it, and then it's gone. Our hearts break for you. We're praying for you, and we hope you find what you're looking for. Hopefully, this turns the page to something maybe even better for you. But we thank you for all the magic you brought us, the joy you brought us. It was easy to find the joy with great cast members around. With that, if you liked what you heard, hey, hit us up on Twitter and Instagram at Salute to the Ears. You can also find us at simplecast.com at Salute to the Ears. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Help us make this thing grow. We're finding out that this is turning into one of our joys, and we really enjoy doing it. We would love to hear from you. We love having you listen, so thank you very much. And with that, this week, go out, find your joy, and have a magical week.